How y'all doing? For this video I'm going to show off a miniature I purchased off eBay. It's related to a video that came with a board game. Here's the start of it.
Feeling brave tonight? How brave? Brave enough to do battle with hideous monsters? Brave enough to sneak around dank castles in the dark and chance being the next victim of a Dragonstrike?
Dragonstrike was a board game that came out in 1993 by TSR, the original creators of Dungeons & Dragons. They were following the success of Milton Bradley's Hero Quest, which came out in 89-90. It's everything you expect of a board game like this. You have a group of adventurers. Each player plays either a thief, a fighter, and all that, and you go across these dungeons by these on these boards. Now, Hero Quest, there was no role-playing elements needed about this, but Dragonstrike wanted to go one step beyond by adding small role-playing elements into that, by playing your character at certain moments with the Dungeon Master. Now, the video intro I just showed you, you can easily find that on YouTube. Just go to Dragonstrike video, and once you see the head, you can find and watch the whole thing. You could campy, schlocky, or cringe even. I still enjoyed it despite its lackluster FMV videos. That's more common in computer games here. But the idea was to get you, what type of adventures you're playing with this in a PG rated version. Well, of course, when you see the blood on that, I guess PG-13. I'm digressing. To go against a wizard and all that stuff. Maybe you can watch it, you can see that. As far as the board game goes, you could find plenty of reviews on YouTube. I want to talk about the miniatures, particularly ones you see in the video. Now, I myself never owned the box set as a kid. My younger brother did. I can't remember if it was his birthday or Christmas present. But we had it as a group of kids. It was his. And the miniatures that you actually get in the board game are different than the ones he showed in the video. Now, at the time, for D&D miniatures, Raul Partha had the license to produce that. And some of those miniatures you see in the video are either from the official D&D medals that were converted to plastic, or there were some samples of the Raul Partha fantasy ones that are not official licensed D&D, but they were used in the board game. My conjecture is that what you see in the video could have been a prototype, just so you can find all the miniatures in plastic form to show for the video. It was also sort of a prototype for playtests or stuff like that. I haven't done any videos or anyone talked about that. That's just my conjecture here. But let me show you what I mean by that. Here is a picture of some of the miniatures from the actual board game. They're alright, but I find them lacking compared to Hero Quest. Let's look at the ones shown in the video. The warrior they use is the barbarian with sword and shield, which is still available at Ironwind Metals. I even have this miniature in my collection, as you can see here. The thief comes from the basic D&D Heroes box set, which you can see here. Now the elf is available as the High Elf Bowman 2 miniature, which you can get at Raul Partha Legacy. The wizard is the Magister miniature from the Forgotten Realms Heroes set. The dragon, which I find better than the one in the game, is still available for purchase at Ironwind Metals. The Death Knights you can get at Raul Partha Legacy as Wit with Scythe. The giant is a stone giant from the AD&D line. The same with the troll as well. So as I say, if you want to get the ones that are, by Raul Partha, as I just shown, they're still available. But for the official D&D miniatures that Raul Partha made, unfortunately those are out of print. You have to get them secondhand, so you gotta go through eBay and all that. And most of them, because they're out of print, they have a little higher price mark than what they originally would. You may have to wait for a special offer or wait for a good deal. Be patient with that if you want to collect those. So what does this have to do with the miniature I got? Well, the one I got is the Manscorpion, which I got here. Now notice this says RuneQuest, not D&D. And as you can see in the next series of slides I'm going to show you, the one in the box set is different than the one in the video. And the one in the video isn't exactly like the one I got here. Let me show you. This is the Manscorpion you get from the board game. But in the video it looks like this, much more impressive and dynamic.
Also, if you look closely in the original model it is derived from, you can see certain differences, particularly in the upper torso. The original has a different design head with no horns or large pointed ears, and the hands are bare. The upper body is covered in a sleeveless fur shirt. The Scorpion body is the same. My guess is that even though it is a Ral Partha-made miniature, it was created for the RuneQuest RPG line. So they took the model, altered it in the head and hands and body, and kept the rest. And this is nothing new. Many miniatures are created through such minor and major alterations.
So those are my thoughts about what I think they did with this miniature here and how they converted for the Manscorpion in the video, which was not used in the final board game. If you by any chance have interviewed or by chance are the ones who worked on this Dragonstrike board game, if you could verify or add in some of the things about this, you could put it down below. With that, I'm just going to do what I normally do. I'm going to take this miniature out, I'm going to clean it, I'm going to primer it, see if I can put it on a different base so it's not on the bare metal, and give you a slideshow. And so with that said, I hope you enjoy the final results of how I painted this, and thank you all for watching and have a nice day.